That's what the real meaning of the word faith is. To be able to bear witness, to be able to testify. And the only remaining use of faith in contemporary English that preserves its original meaning is found in the expression to be faithful to one's spouse. To be faithful to one's spouse has nothing to do with belief. You either do it or you don't do it. You either are faithful or you are not. You cannot believe you are faithful. Faithfulness has nothing to do with belief. To be faithful to your spouse means to know your spouse intimately at the exclusion of all others. You will have no gods before me. Faith is to be one intimately with your own innermost Christ, with your own innermost divine feminine aspect. To be faithful to your divine mother, like a child is faithful to his mother, a child is faithful to his family. You shall have no other gods before me. Those other gods are not gods out there. They're your demons. They're your egos. They're the false prophets, the false gods of our psychology. So another reason why we want to remember our divine mother, that she's an aspect of our true self. She's an aspect of who we truly are. And to be faithful to the divine feminine within us means not to fornicate with false prophets, not to fornicate with false gods. And there is nothing that demons like to do more than masquerade and impersonate gods, impersonate angels and archangels and masters. Look, they do it all the time. Go and observe the New Age. How many black magicians claim to be prophets and gurus? Or go and look to the born-again Christians. How many televangelists are there who claim to be speaking on behalf of Christ, like Joel Osteen and his 80,000 people plus megachurch and a 28 million square foot mansion with a helicopter pad? Really? He's an ambassador of Christ? Really? Interesting. I don't recall Christ building a Colosseum-sized stadium for his followers. I don't recall Christ having the equivalent of a helicopter 2,000 years ago. Maybe I'm wrong on that. You guys can fact check me on that. If Christ had a 28 million square foot mansion that we don't know about, you guys can fact check me on that. How's that? But something inside me says that there's something off, and just you follow your own intuition on that. There's nothing the Black Lodge loves more than impersonating the White Lodge. You know how many people have been duped because they've been approached by so-called angels and archangels and resplendent masters in the astral plane, or when they took psychedelics and they were approached by some resplendent angel of light and said, I have chosen you to be my messenger, and you will be my channeler, and you will channel my teachings and give it to the world. Next time you're in a bookstore, go to the New Age section and just pick some random books off the shelf and read the back cover or the inside fold where they describe the book. And just when you get to a part where it says, this was channeled by the Archangel Michael, or the channeled by the Archangel Gabriel, you're holding in your hand a work of black magic. You're holding in your hand a testimony of a demon pretending to be an angel. And some poor schmo whose name is on the front cover as the author fell for it. When we were in university, we had a girlfriend who was absolutely possessed by Kenneth Copeland. He is hypnotic. Yeah, all of these guys, these are charismatic leaders, and they're able to hypnotize their followers. And she was completely hook, line, and sinker. She was a Kenneth Copeland fanatic. So yeah, absolutely. 100%. You can see it. You don't just see it in his eyes. You see it in the eyes of anybody who follows him and who believes that he is a real voice of truth. Because you could see it in her eyes. When she talked about Kenneth Copeland, you could see that she was completely enslaved, completely hypnotized, mesmerized, fascinated. There's so many different words that we can apply there. There are a few activities that the Black Lodge really, really relish. But really pretending to be a master of the White Lodge, the goal is to take advantage of the naive. So really masquerading and impersonating an angel, archangel, ascended master, what have you, that's really a means to an end. It's not the masquerade part that they enjoy. It's the taking advantage of the naive that they enjoy. That's what really the Black Lodge is all about. Exploiting purity, exploiting innocence, which is why we have to be careful about the words that we use because of the platform that we are on. But that is why youth attracted persons are becoming a thing. Youth attracted persons. And there are forces in play trying to normalize, and you have seen this, you know about this. We don't even have to tell you about the fellow Mr. Epstein and his island, and the fact that he didn't kill himself, and all the people who visited that island, and what that island trafficked, and what that individual and his wife was in the business of. And you've maybe have heard about things like the Netflix documentary called Cuties, and the hypersexualization of children. And they're getting younger and younger and younger. They have beauty pageants for children, prepubescent little girls, and they even have these messed up, screwed up, over sexualized talent portions of the contest, where they're essentially doing like striptease or erotic suggestive dance in flamboyant and revealing hypersexualized outfits, and they have swimsuit competition, and like it's complete and total depravity. It is completely and totally unacceptable in every conceivable possible way. There is absolutely zero objective, positive anything about it. It is indefensible, objectively speaking, in the eyes of the great law. But the Black Lodge gets off on exploiting purity and innocence. There is nothing the Black Lodge loves more than to twist, tempt, and corrupt. This is the great wisdom and knowledge and truth that was revealed to us in that other great contemporary mythology, Star Wars, where in all three trilogies, the focus was always on a character who was very strong with the Force, and how the Sith were plotting to turn them to the dark side. And it's all about turning them to the dark side. And the more powerful the Jedi, the more desperately, the more they covet, the more they lust after the possibility of turning him to the dark side. The further you get along the path, the more conscious you become, the more aware of your higher self, the more powers you unlock, if that's in the cards for you, if you become more clairvoyant, and the more you practice white tantra, or the more you practice scientific chastity and pranayama, and you're preserving your sexual force, rest assured, the more you will become a target, the more the temptations will come. We have to be prepared for that, because there's nothing that they enjoy more, that they get off on more, because purity of energy, what they're exploiting, the more pure it is, it's like their drug, but it also fuels them. So it's like moths to a flame. But anytime anybody is putting a consciousness to sleep, or using the power of suggestion, hypnosis, etc., this is all psychological manipulation in which you're messing with people's free will. That's all black magic.